Today, from Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports. Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins taking on Cam Newton and the New England Patriots.
Well, much of the country is struggling under cold temps and some of that white stuff. No such troubles here at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. This crowd a few minutes ago stirred into action at the side of their Dolphins emerging from the Hard Rock Stadium tunnels, and we're ready to go as the Dolphins get set to match up with the New England Patriots. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They're hot as can be. Winners of 8 of their last 9 games.
I don't know if you'd call this start a surprise exactly, but they've proven that they're going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with anybody.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
The Dolphins take the field with Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. Here's the first carry from Matt Breida. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? And he was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
And the numbers here don't lie. According to the next-gen stats, he topped out at an even 22 miles an hour. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. But the back judge right there to say incomplete. Parker the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. So we'll look here at the key inactives. And we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And it's caught by Parker. Oh, and now some space to operate. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Now a give to Breida. And he's going to bowl his way into the end zone for the Dolphins score. Matt Breida, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins Let's take it right down and score on the opening drive. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Taken about 7 yards deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. Out now come the Patriots as they are led out by their quarterback, a former MVP of the National Football League back in 2015, Cam Newton.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Cam going to bring the Patriots up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run with a former Super Bowl hero, James White, and he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. The numbers for White a week ago: 15 carries, 54 yards.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week to pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
From the 31, Newton. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. First down, here's White. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left them no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Incomplete on the throwaway.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Newton to throw. This is White on the screen. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Well, the screen gets 7, but it's not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for, and remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. From the gun, it's Tua. And over the middle, this is Parker. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Once again, they run with Reno on first down. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He'll let this go for the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Matt Breida with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Dolphins head on to their lead. We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
And I'm telling you, nothing will let up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and you know everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
And that wound up traveling at even 58 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. Sanders now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Pats at the line, ready to go. You know, Charles, season winding down. Time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after, either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot, because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's White. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Got his man. That's Harry. And he will have a Patriots first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but always so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Newton. On the left side, a catch by White. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play, now 2nd and 13. A shotgun snap for Newton. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is, because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
The A good return there, 17 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Matt Breed in the offense heading back out. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now an open man, that's the tight end Gesicki. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
That was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
On the handoff, this is Breida. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Running out of the gun here, Breida. And he's going to take this down close to the first as he's brought down at the Patriots 29. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Parker that time, but it's going to be 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Brought in over the middle by Grant. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Two minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Fine work by the Patriot D there, and it's 4th down.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Sanders' kick is good, and the lead will grow. It's now 17-0.
17. Patriots nothing.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Taken in at the 3. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
1st and 10 at their own 26-yard.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They're down 17-0, really needing to find that offensive spark on this drive as they have it with a 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Newton. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Nick Needham picks it off, and they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. After the turnover, it's Tua. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Tua going to hand this one to Breida. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side. But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, 1st round went to the offense, 2nd round the defense. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
At the 12-yard line.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit.
A 29-yard attempt.
The kick by Sanders is good. And that will do it for this 1st half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll get started out in Denver, and it's the Bills who have the lead in that one. Josh Allen, 4 touchdown passes. From there, we head cross-country to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And they lead the visiting Browns in that one at halftime. Devontae Freeman, a touchdown run in that 1st half. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they have the lead over the visiting New York Jets. The Rams trying to finish that one off and claim victory. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth 1st half. Who can put it together in the 2nd half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the 3rd quarter is underway. Taken about 7 yards deep, and he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Cam Newton getting ready to go again on offense. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the 1st half.
Well, normally we say, well, get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little, kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the 3rd quarter. They'll run on 1st down. White. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Newton throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Jacoby Myers, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Operating from the gun. Newton Open man is Jacoby Myers. He's got it. And he will have a Patriots first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. They'll run with Light. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, Newton. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Throwing on third down, Newton. And that is incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 26.
Matt Breed in the offense heading back out. He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. Kyle Duggar up to make the tackle. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
26-yard line.
They run again with Breida. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down.
3rd and 10.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. He's going to look deep down the field. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
On is the punter Hawk as he gets this one away. Taken in at the 22. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Patriots take over. New England trying to get a place on offense. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
They keep it on the ground. White again. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
On the tackle. It's a gain of 6. First down, Patriots.
Off play action. Newton. Open man is Myers. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there. On 1st and 10, Newton. And that's going to be intercepted by the Pro Bowler Xavier Howard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique, and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance. He's helping his team in a huge way.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and the Dolphins are going to get a fresh set of downs.
At the 29-yard line.
Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. On first down, here's Breida. Space to maneuver at the 40 as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's giving them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Two and now on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Here's Breida. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
Do what you do.
And that one heck of a run right there. Once he got loose, you could tell that he was going to run a long way. That was pretty impressive.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And exactly how fast was he going? According to Next Gen Stats, 21.7 miles per hour. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Now Tua. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Devontae Parker, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And that stretches the lead to 27. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Taken in at the 3. Now a hit and a loose football.
Oftentimes when we talk about piling on in any subject, it's a negative. In this case, for this team, it's a real positive. Just scored. Now they go down, knock the ball free, get it back. They got a chance to really increase their lead and put themselves in the driver's seat.
On the other side, a little insult added to the injury. They're in a bad spot. They run with Breida. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. The clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Tua sets up to pass it to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Parker unable to get that one, but it'll be 2nd and goal. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside.
And this is caught by Parker for a Miami touchdown. Devontae Parker, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins just continue to pour it on. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
And now out come the Patriots. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Newton and the Patriots with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. He completes it right side to White. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now Newton. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. New England on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing again is Newton. And that will be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
And it's right about this time of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
It certainly is, because we all know everyone is aiming for that #1 seed. But failing that, because only 2 teams in the NFL get a bye, 1 from each conference, that question becomes who's hot? Who's peaking at the right time as you start the playoffs?
A handoff to Breida to begin the drive. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4.
Here's Tua. It's complete to Graham.
Greatest show on
and
earth,
he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a 1st down.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
It's 2nd and 8.
This is Breida. And he's got this down to the 35. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. They lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches and have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Parker the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Here's a toss right side for Breida. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Miami, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, their slim playoff hopes are gone now as they fall to 5-9. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo Bills. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.